Happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Kevin, thank you very much. We all know Anthony Edwards went first overall in 2020. And his teammate Karl Anthony Towns said, I know what all those pressures are like. When you're the #1 pick, if any other rookies do well, there's a threat to the throne. But with Edwards' confidence in his talent, you get the sense he'll be just fine. Guys?
Good point. No pressure, DA. Thank you. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Eric Bledsoe.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. And I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. We've got Patrick Beverley. He's out there with D'Angelo Russell. Edwards is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Vanderbilt in at the power forward. And for the Clippers, the guard spots filled by Jackson and George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Ibaka. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. And Greg, people already predicting the MVP for this season. Is it too early to start talking about that?
I mean, we have roughly half a season left to play, yet people love to talk about sports, period, especially when it comes to the most prestigious individual award out there.
3 on the clock. From about 19 feet, Edwards can't hit. To the paint. George against Russell. It's good.
Now, Paul George balances his perimeter game with the ability to work in the painted area.
Russell against George. Now, here is Russell. Not a lot of room. Over Ibaka. That one off the back iron and out. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, they knew exactly how to approach that defense. They shot a fantastic percentage because they got quality looks.
And Russell gets it to go.
Arguably the most dangerous weapon in D'Angelo Russell's arsenal. This guy is a problem for the defense.
Here's George. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now, here is Russell. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Towns kicks to Beverley. Over Jackson. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game.
And we all know what George brings offensively. But it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
And George gets it to go.
That's a tougher look than it seems, folks. Paul George's mid-range game is sweet.
This is it to Towns. Back to Russell. Now Towns. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. He can't get it to go. So the Clippers will take it the other way. And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Ibaka. Mann comes in for Ivica Zubats. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Jackson. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Towns. Okogie comes in for Vanderbilt. McDaniels, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Beasley in for Russell. Timberwolves trail by 7. There's the pass to Reid. Down low. Fade away. And with the rebound. For Los Angeles, they've gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And the baseline jumper, no good.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
Now, here's Beverly. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Beasley for 3. He can't hit that time. Clippers leading by 7. 1:09 left to play in the first quarter. Comes up empty down low. They set the pick. Pass to Okogie. Clock at 6. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. To the middle. Batum passes to Bledsoe. Clippers moving the ball around. Kennard kicks to Bledsoe. Pass to Batum. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Beverly. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Timberwolves. They trail by 7. Pass to Reid. Back to Beverly. Takes the 3. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Right back after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
Clippers with the ball. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
Well, they coasted to the win in that one. Were dominant in the rebound department, and that was a huge factor.
I think there was no question they brought a level of physicality along with a tremendous work ethic, and it was why they were successful.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, the backcourt guards are Russell and Edwards. Taurean Prince is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. And it's McDaniels in at the 3.
Well, the quickness of D'Angelo Russell in transition really puts pressure on the defense.
And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And we see teams around the league trying to integrate star veterans with talented rookies. Greg, it's not always easy, is it?
Not at all, Kevin. And a lot of times it becomes a choice between win now or win later. Though the teams with great coaching and development can oftentimes do both.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Vanderbilt's checked in. And here is Los Angeles now. It's a 5-point game. Jackson kicks to Bledsoe. Just 5 to shoot. From deep, George. Minnesota with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, they battled, but at some point the game got completely away from them, and they just could not get back on track.
We know they're capable of a much better game than they played. They know it. We know it. Let's see if it affects their confidence.
Prince with the defensive effort. Timberwolves trail by 5. Inside. And Towns throws it down.
When Russell gets his teammates involved, it makes this entire team better, and it'll make him more effective at the point position.
And Russell, a player known for his offense, but Greg, he's put in work to improve his play on defense as well.
Yeah, you know, Russell was known for his lack of defense there for a while, but he's been trying to improve that part of his game. It's a long road, but I tell you what, he is definitely taking steps.
And here we can check out the score for Karl Anthony Towns.
There's been a drop-off in the rebounding numbers. He seems to be getting out-muscled on the glass in a way we didn't see earlier in the season. His last 10 games, the totals have taken a huge hit.
Now George. After Anthony Edwards missed from long range. And it's George missing.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. Paul George has taken some heat in recent years. He says people get so caught up in what other folks think. I'm Paul George. I don't care to be anybody else. I am who I am. You love it or you don't. Simple as that. Guys, with his player on the floor, he has answered all of his critics.
He is certainly playing at an elite level. EA, thank you. Serge Ibaka has checked in for the Clippers. Clippers leading by 3. Jackson passes to George. For 3, Bledsoe. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Well, I'll tell you, they're shooting with confidence right now. Eric Bledsoe off the catch and shoot doing work.
And there's the pass to Russell. Towns dishes to Russell. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Beasley's checked in. And the Timberwolves with possession here. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Towns, the screen. Here's Edwards. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Boy, when you look at Anthony Edwards' frame, it is pro-ready right now. That upper body strength, the ability to play through contact, the and one. Yes, sir.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris has checked in for Paul George. And it's Kennard in for Reggie Jackson. Minnesota also making some changes. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Okogie comes in for Vanderbilt. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Russell. And Doris, we know that Anthony Edwards has given numerous head-turning quotes, but that's just who he is.
That's right. One of the most candid players in the league. Caught some media off guard when he said he saw himself as a football player. But this guy's got big-time personality.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Ibaka's got 5 points so far.
Nice to see that Ibaka has added the three-point shot to his arsenal. You have now got to get a hand up on him when he's beyond the arc.
Now here's Beasley. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Utah Jazz. To the inside. 6 to shoot. Reed kicks to Edwards. They get it again. Clippers leading by 6. Kennard, the bounce pass. With his first shot attempt. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Minnesota's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. To the paint. Here's Reed. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. McDaniels, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Free throw, no good for Reed. For Los Angeles, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Lobs it up for Ibaka, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Beasley, the pass to Okogie. Beverly against Bledsoe. Now here's Beverly. He's guarded closely, and the layup falls.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Ibaka with the screen on Beverly. Bledsoe passes to Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
Well, let's remember, at his size, this is a very mobile 4. He can stretch the defense, and in this instance, just does some work in the pick and roll.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Okogie. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And that one's good. Beverly.
Well, Josh Okogie sees somebody working in space and puts the ball on time and on target.
Inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of this game.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
Well, what you love about Serge Ibaka, yes, he has tremendous size and reach and great athleticism, but he plays his role to a T.
And both free throws good for Serge Ibaka.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Clippers ahead, leading by 3.
Hey everybody, halftime is upon us, and a battle is also upon us. Not Kenny and Shaq this time, thankfully, but 2 outstanding players through the first half.
Great fight we're seeing from both these guys. Each one trying to pull his team across the finish line. You know they love this kind of a challenge.
Let's move our focus back now to the LA Clippers and a game that could go either way.
Well, I like what I'm seeing on the offensive end. They're keeping things simple, getting to their spots and executing. Nothing fancy, kind of like Shaq's suit.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Without question, Serge Ibaka displaying his skills today.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. The guard spots filled by Jackson and George. Marcus Morris is out there with Ibaka. And it's Zubac in at the 5, patrolling the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now here's Jackson. No points in the game yet for him. Russell against George. Jacks up a 3. The shot, no good. So Minnesota will take it the other way. And Doris, we know that Paul George has always been a solid passer, but his assist numbers have been trending up.
Yeah, he's been willing of late to take on more playmaking responsibilities. The skill set was there. It's just early in his career, they needed him to be the lead scorer. Now you're talking about a guy you've got to game plan against as a scorer and and as a passer.
Now, here's George. He's got 8. Vanderbilt with the block. Russell high post. Jackson on him. And Beverly kicks to Towns. Ball's knocked loose. Jackson with it. He's picked up by Russell. Outside Jackson. It's George on the wing. Shot from free throw range. Misses off the left iron.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
And Beverly kicks to Russell. Back to Beverly. Towns sets the pick for Beverly. And the rejection by Zubac. Dishes it to George. Zubac with the screen for George. And no good that time. Towns with the defensive effort.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge. Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, mid-range jumpers are something of a lost art these days. They're still practiced by superstars like Kawhi Leonard. Coach Ty Lue said, why not work on the shots that teams are giving up? Down the stretch, mid-range shots win games. Playoffs, too. If you shoot it at a high clip, it's just as good as a 3 for me. Guys?
And they do shoot it at a good clip, and they rely on it quite a bit. David, thank you.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Ibaka. Mann comes in for Marcus Morris. Kennard, he's checked in for George. And Eric Bledsoe subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Okogie comes in for Vanderbilt. Daniels, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Malik Beasley in for Patrick Beverly. Up top, Russell, guarded by Bledsoe. Pass to Zubac. Kennard with the ball. Zubac, a screen on Beasley. Here's Kennard. Reed with the block. To the left side wing. Here's Russell. Another miss by Minnesota.
Wow, another empty possession out of the gates. 0 for 4 in this half. Brutal.
The 15-footer. Mann can't hit. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. Searching for that first bucket here in the third. There's the pick. And there's the drive. And the slam dunk by Russell.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
Now, here's Kennard. Following the miss by Eric Bledsoe. And it's Jaden McDaniels with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
And that is a huge block. Given how close this game is, a stop like that was right on point.
Man passes to Zubats. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bledsoe for 3. A rebound by the Timberwolves. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. They set the screen. Beasley kicks to Russell. Pass to McDaniels. For the lead. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubats. Russell fires away from way outside. Off target from downtown. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Clippers lead by 1. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards out there with Patrick Beverly. Then there's Towns, and it's Taurean Prince, and it's Vanderbilt in at the power forward position. Now here's Beverly to take the lead. Vanderbilt misses. The Clippers in the lead. Here's man outside George. Towns with the defensive effort.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Pulls up, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And Towns does so many things well on the floor, Doris, but you can't forget about his rebounding.
Right, this guy puts up huge rebounding totals every night. You can pencil him in for double digits every night on the backboards. This guy can anchor your team's rebounding.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And Towns not known for his rim protection, but he's improved in that area recently, challenging and changing more shots.
Now here's Jackson. George with the screen on Beverly to the middle. George against Prince. Vanderbilt with the rebound. Vanderbilt's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And with Towns, Greg, you knew he had the potential for rim defense, and it became a focus for him.
Yeah, and a lot of defense is putting in the effort. Credit Towns for improving in that area, and we'll see if he can take another step defensively.
And the shot is good.
Well, just it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
Jackson kicks to Ibaka. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
Zubac is checked in for Nicholas Batum. And the Timberwolves also making a change. McDaniels checked in. Timberwolves leading by 4. Towns down low. Zubac defending. And the rejection by Zubac. Towns down low. Working on Zubac. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
Jackson kicks to George. Going inside. The dish to Ibaka. 4 on the shot clock. Takes a shot at the elbow. Los Angeles with another miss. The Timberwolves have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Edwards passes to Towns. Beverly dishes to Edwards. Over George. Edwards can't hit. Clippers trail by 4. Passes to George. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for the Clippers. D'Angelo Russell's checked in for Minnesota. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He said, if we're going to pull this out, we have to do it as a team. We have to rely on one another, trust one another, and help one another. Let's go get this. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. George looking around. 5 to shoot. Misses from short range. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for Minnesota here in the fourth quarter. Their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Now here's Beverly. Down low. It's tipped. Stolen by Bledsoe. The pass to Zubac. Russell against George. Now here's Bledsoe. He's guarded closely. The shot by George, no good.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You've got to have better shot selection.
Russell against George. Baseline J on the way. Here's Vanderbilt, and the layup's good off the glass. Vanderbilt's got the lead up to 6 now for the Timberwolves.
You're fighting to keep the possession alive, something this guy does so well.
Looking to end the run. Here's George. Vanderbilt with the rebound.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Now here's Beverly. Shot clock at 5. It's Russell with the drive. Over Bledsoe, and that one's good. Russell. And now it's an 8-point Timberwolves lead.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Pass to Towns. Beverly with the ball. And so the Timberwolves take the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.